Imagine a hotel, not like any you've ever seen, but one that stretches beyond the horizon, beyond comprehension. Its corridors twist and turn, endless in their reach, lined with doors that go on forever. Each door has a number: 1, 2, 3, and onward into infinity. This is the Infinite Hotel, a place where the ordinary rules of space and capacity dissolve, where the impossible feels almost within reach. Every room in this hotel is occupied, every single one. An infinite number of guests, each settled into their own space, their own moment of rest. The hotel is full, brimming with an endless array of souls, each tucked behind a numbered door. Now picture a weary traveler approaching the front desk, suitcase in hand, eyes heavy from a long journey. They ask for a room, just one room to rest their head. The clerk behind the counter, calm and unruffled, looks up with a gentle smile and says, "No problem." But how can this be? Every room is taken. There's no vacancy, no empty space in this infinite expanse. Yet the clerk doesn't hesitate. There's a solution, a way to make room where none seems to exist. This is the heart of the Infinite Hotel paradox, a thought, experiment that invites you to step into a world where infinity challenges everything you think you know about limits. Let's walk through this hotel together, explore its endless halls, and unravel the mystery. The clerk's plan is simple, yet it bends the mind. He sends a message to every guest in the hotel. Move to the room with the next number. The guest in room 1 shifts to room 2. The guest in room 2 moves to room 3. Room 3 becomes room 4, and so it goes, down the infinite line of doors. Because the hotel has no end, there's always a next room, always a place to move forward. When the shuffle is complete, room 1 stands empty, a quiet space waiting for the new guest to check in. The traveler sets down their suitcase, and the hotel, still infinite, still full, has made room where none seemed possible. Take a moment to picture this: the guest settling into room 1, the soft click of the door closing behind them. The corridor stretches out, a ribbon of light and shadow, doors upon doors fading into the distance. The hotel hums with quiet movement, a dance of infinite steps, each guest sliding forward to create space. It's strange, isn't it? A hotel that's completely full can still welcome someone new. Infinity doesn't behave like a number you can count, or a space you can measure. It's something else entirely, a concept that slips through the cracks of our everyday understanding. Now, let's push this further. What if, instead of one traveler, an entire bus arrives? Not just any bus, but one carrying an infinite number of new guests, each one needing a room. The lobby fills with the murmur of voices, the shuffle of feet, an endless stream of people waiting to check in. You might think this is impossible. The hotel is already full, already infinite. How can it possibly accommodate another infinity? But the clerk remains calm, his eyes bright with a kind of quiet wisdom. He has another idea, another way to bend the rules of this strange, boundless place. He sends a new instruction to the guests. Each one moves to the room with double their current number. The guest in room 1 goes to room 2. Room 2 moves to room 4. Room 3 to room 6. Room 4 to room 8, and so on, forever. The hotel's infinity stretches to accommodate this shift, each guest finding a new place in the endless sequence. Now, something remarkable happens. All the odd-numbered rooms, 1, 3, 5, 7, and onward, are empty. And since there are infinitely many odd numbers, there's enough space for every new guest from the bus. Each one takes an odd-numbered room, and the hotel, still infinite, still full in its own way, absorbs them all. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this scene. The bus unloading, an endless line of travelers stepping into the lobby, their footsteps echoing softly. The clerk assigns rooms with a quiet efficiency, the doors opening and closing in a rhythm that feels almost like a heartbeat. The hotel expands, not in size but in possibility. Its infinite nature making room for more, always more. It's a place where full doesn't mean what you think it does, where the boundaries of logic soften and shift. What does this tell us about infinity? It's not just a big number, not just a lot of something. It's a quality, a state of being that defies our instincts. In our everyday world, a full hotel means no more guests. But in the infinite hotel, fullness is flexible, a puzzle that reshapes itself with every new arrival. Think about the numbers themselves. The set of all numbers, 1, 2, 3, and so on, is infinite. So is the set of even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8. They're both infinite, yet one feels smaller than the other. And yet, they match up perfectly, 1 to 1, each number paired with its double. Infinity doesn't shrink or grow, it just is. Now let's stretch this idea even further. What if not one bus, but an infinite number of buses arrive, each carrying an infinite number of guests? The lobby becomes a sea of faces, a cascade of voices, an infinity of infinities. The clerk, still unperturbed, devises a new plan. He assigns each bus a number, bus 1, bus 2, bus 3, and so on. Each guest on each bus is also numbered. Guest 1, guest 2, guest 3. The clerk creates a grid in his mind, a way to map every guest to a unique room. He assigns rooms using prime numbers, powers, and patterns, weaving a tapestry of numbers that ensures every guest finds a place. The hotel, infinite and elastic, accommodates them all. Picture this lobby now, alive with movement, yet strangely serene. The guests flow like a river, each finding their room, their door, their moment of rest. The hotel's corridors glow with soft light, the air humming with the quiet energy of possibility. It's overwhelming, yet calming, to think of a place so vast, so open, that it can hold everyone, everything, without ever running out of space. The Infinite Hotel isn't just a building, it's a way of seeing the world, a way of understanding that some things, some ideas, are bigger than our minds can fully grasp. What if our universe is like this hotel? What if space, time, matter, they're all infinite in ways we can't quite see? Imagine the stars, the galaxies, stretching out forever, always with room for more. Or think of time, unfolding endlessly, each moment making space for the next. The Infinite Hotel asks us to let go of limits, to imagine a reality where there's always a next room, always a place to belong. It's a comforting thought in its own way. No matter how full the world feels, there's space for you, for your thoughts, for your dreams. As you lie there, let this hotel become a quiet haven in your mind. Picture its endless halls, the soft glow of its lights, the gentle rhythm of doors opening and closing. You're a guest here too, with your own room, your own number in this infinite sequence. What would your room look like? A soft bed, a window to the stars, a space that's yours, alone. Or maybe it's not a room at all, but a feeling, a sense of being held by something vast and unyielding, something that always has space for you. The Infinite Hotel paradox isn't about solving a problem. It's about letting your mind wander through a space where answers don't matter. as much as the questions. Infinity isn't something to pin down. It's something to float in like a dream that never ends. Let the hotel's corridors guide you now, each door a possibility, each step a moment of rest. You don't need to count the rooms or find the end. There is no end. There's only this moment, this quiet, this gentle drift toward sleep. As you imagine the hotel stretching out, let your thoughts stretch too. Let them wander down those endless halls, past doors you'll never open, toward a horizon you'll never reach. The hotel is waiting, always waiting, with room for every question, every wonder, every piece of you. And as you drift deeper into its embrace, let the idea of infinity carry you softly, gently, into a place where the mind can rest, where the heart can dream, where the universe itself feels like home. Picture a ship, its wooden hull gleaming under a golden sun, sails billowing as it cuts through a glassy sea. This is the ship of Theseus, a legendary vessel celebrated for centuries, carrying the stories of heroes across endless waves. Its timbers are worn but proud, its ropes frayed but strong, each piece a testament to its long journey. As the years pass, the ship faces the relentless touch of time. The salty air erodes its planks, the wind tears at its sails, the iron nails rust in the damp. One by one, each part is replaced. A new plank here, a fresh sail there, a shiny nail to hold it all together. Slowly, steadily, every piece of the ship is renewed, until nothing of the original remains. Now, as the ship glides into harbor, its wood polished, its sails crisp, a question lingers in the air. Is this still the ship of Theseus? It looks the same, sails the same, carries the same name etched into its bow. The crew swears it's the very ship that bore legends across the seas. Yet every plank, every rope, every nail is new, crafted in a shipyard far from the original. The question drifts like a gentle tide. What makes this ship the same? Is it the shape, the story, the name? Or is it something deeper, something that holds its identity together, even as its parts change? Walk the deck of this ship with me. Feel the smooth wood beneath your feet, the grain polished by careful hands. The sails catch the breeze, pulling the ship forward with a quiet strength. The crew moves around you, their voices soft, their hands tending to ropes and rigging. They speak of the ship's history, of battles fought and storms weathered, as if the ship itself remembers. But does it? If every piece has been replaced, what carries those memories? Is it the ship's form, the way its lines curve against the sky? Or is it the idea of the ship, a thread woven through time, tying each new plank to the past? Now imagine another twist. The old planks, the torn sails, the rusted nails, they weren't discarded. They were gathered, stored, carefully in a shipyard by someone who cherished the original. Over years, these pieces are reassembled, plank by plank, nail by nail, until a second ship stands complete, built entirely from the ship of Theseus's original parts. It too sails into the harbor, its weathered wood creaking, its sails patched but proud. The crew of this ship claims it's the true ship of Theseus, the one that carried heroes, the one that braved the seas. Now, two ships float side by side, each claiming the same name, the same legacy. Which one is the real ship of Theseus? Picture them both, bobbing gently on the waves. One ship is new, its wood bright, its lines sharp, yet it's sailed continuously, carrying the name forward. The other is old, its timbers scarred, its sails heavy with history, rebuilt from the very pieces that first touched the sea. Which one holds the soul of Theseus's ship? Is it the one that never stopped sailing, or the one made of the original Noiki seated into firm hearts? Or could it be that neither is the true ship, or perhaps both are? The question settles over you like a soft mist, inviting you to wonder without needing an answer. Think of yourself now, standing at the edge of the dock, the sea stretching out before you. Your own body is like this ship. Every few years, your cells renew themselves. The skin you touch today isn't the skin you had a decade ago. Your bones, your blood, even the neurons firing in your mind, they replace themselves piece by piece over time. Your memories shift, some fading, some growing, sharper with retelling. Your thoughts evolve, your dreams change, yet you feel like you, the same person who woke up yesterday, who laughed as a child, who dreamed under a starry sky. What makes you, you? Is it your body, your memories, your name? Or is it something else, a quiet thread that ties each moment to the next? The ship of Theseus asks us to look at identity, not just of ships, but of ourselves, of everything we hold dear. Imagine a book you love, its pages yellowed, its cover worn. If you replace it with a fresh copy, is it the same book? Or a house you grew up in rebuilt, brick by brick after a storm? Is it still home? The question ripples outward, touching everything that changes yet stays the same. A friendship that shifts with time, a city that grows and rebuilds, a story retold in new words. What holds their essence together? Is it the pieces, the pattern, or the meaning we give them? Step back onto the ship, the new one, its deck warm under the sun. You run your hand along the railing, smooth and freshly carved. The sea stretches out, endless, reflecting the sky's soft blues. The crew tells tales of the ship's past, of storms and triumphs, as if the wood itself holds those stories. But you know the wood is new, the sails stitched only last year. Does it matter? The ship sails. It carries you forward. It feels alive under your feet. Maybe its identity isn't in the planks or the nails, but in the journey, in the way it moves through the world, in the stories we tell about it. Now picture the old ship, the one rebuilt from the original pieces. Its deck is rough, its timbers marked by salt and time. It creaks as it moves, a sound that feels like memory itself. Standing on this deck, you can almost hear the echoes of those long-ago voyages, the laughter of heroes, the roar of distant storms. This ship feels heavy with history, each scar a story, each knot a moment. Yet it, too, is a reconstruction, a ship pieced together by hands that weren't there when it first sailed. Is it more real than the other? Or is it just another way of telling the same story? The sea grows calmer now, the waves lapping gently against the hull. You sit on the deck, the horizon blurring into a soft haze. The ship of Theseus isn't about finding an answer. It's about letting the question wrap around you, like the sea cradling the ship. Identity isn't a single piece, a single moment. It's a flow, a rhythm, a story that shifts yet holds its shape. The ship is the ship of Theseus, because we say it is, because we carry its name forward, because we see it as whole, even as its parts change. 1. Think of your own life, the moments that make you who you are, the child you were, the dreams you held, the person you're becoming. They're all part of the same ship, sailing through the years, its pieces changing, but its course steady. You don't need to pin it down to decide which part is the real you. You are the journey, the way the pieces come together. the way the story unfolds. The ship sails on, and so do you, carried by the quiet strength of being. As you rest here, imagine the ship drifting further out to sea. The stars begin to appear, faint at first, then bright against the velvet sky. The sails catch a gentle breeze, pulling the ship toward a horizon you can't see but can feel. The question of the ship's identity softens, like the edges of a dream. It doesn't need to be solved. It's enough to let it be, to let the ship sail, to let yourself drift with it. The sea is vast, the night is kind, and the ship, whether old or new, carries you toward rest. Let the ship of Theseus become a quiet haven in your mind. Its deck sways gently, its sails whisper with the wind. You don't need to decide which ship is real, which you is you. The question is a gift, a soft wave that carries you deeper into thought, deeper into peace. The ship sails on, through time, through change, through stories told and retold. And you, too, sail on, held by the rhythm of the sea, the stars, the endless journey of being. Let this ship carry you now into a place where questions fade, where the world grows soft, where sleep waits to welcome you home. Picture yourself standing by a set of train tracks, the air thick with the scent of metal and earth. The sun hangs low, casting long shadows across the ground. In the distance, you hear the hum of an approaching trolley, its wheels clattering softly against the rails. The sound grows louder, steady, inevitable. As you look down the tracks, you see 5 people tied to them, unable to move, their faces distant but real. The trolley is hurtling toward them, and there's no time to free them. But beside you, there's a lever, cold and heavy under your hand. If you pull it, the trolley will switch to another track, where only one person is tied, one life instead of 5. The choice is yours. Do you pull the lever? This is the trolley problem, a thought experiment that settles over you like a quiet fog, asking you to weigh lives against lives, to decide what's right in a moment where no choice feels easy. It's not just about numbers. It's about you, standing there, feeling the weight of the lever, the weight of a decision that could change everything. The trolley's hum grows closer, a low vibration in the air. You can almost feel it in your chest, a rhythm that pulls you into the heart of the question. What makes a life worth saving? What makes a choice moral? The tracks stretch out before you, splitting into 2 paths, each one leading to a different fate. Imagine your hand on the lever, the metal cool against your skin. You could pull it, divert the trolley, save the 5 by sacrificing the 1. The math seems simple. 5 is more than 1. But as you grip the lever, you picture the one person on the other track. They're alone, unaware of the trolley's approach, their life hanging on your choice. Who are they? A stranger? A friend? Someone with dreams and fears just like yours? And the 5? Do their numbers make their lives more valuable? Your mind spins, trying to find a rule, a reason, a way to make sense of it. But the trolley keeps coming, its hum steady, unrelenting. Now step back and imagine another scene. You're no longer by the tracks, but on a bridge overlooking them. The trolley is still coming, still aimed at the 5 people tied below. There's no lever this time, no simple switch to pull. Instead, standing next to you is a stranger, heavy enough to stop the trolley if they fell onto the tracks. You could push them, save the 5 by ending 1 life. Your hands hover, the choice heavy in the air. Pushing feels different from pulling a lever. It's closer, more real, your hands touching. Another person's fate. Would you do it? could you? Walk with me along this bridge, the wood creaking under your feet. The trolley's hum fills the air, mixing with the soft rush of a nearby river. You look down at the tracks, the 5 figures small but vivid, their lives hanging in the balance. The stranger beside you is unaware, staring out at the horizon, their breath steady. Pushing them would save the 5, but it would be your hands, your choice, your weight to carry. The lever was mechanical, distant, but this is personal. Your heart beats a little faster, not with fear, but with the quiet intensity of the question, what makes one choice right and another wrong? The trolley problem isn't about finding the perfect answer. It's about sitting with the question, letting it unfold like a story you don't need to finish. Picture the tracks again, the trolley slowing in your mind, as if time itself is giving you space to think. Some say the right choice is to save the most lives, pull the lever, push the stranger, let the numbers guide you. Others say doing nothing is better, keeping your hands clean, letting fate decide. But what does right mean here? Is it about outcomes, intentions, or something deeper, something you feel in your bones as you stand by the tracks? Imagine the 5 people now. Maybe they're strangers, maybe they're faces you know, a teacher, a neighbor, a friend. Their lives are stories, each one full of moments you'll never see. The one person on the other track, or the stranger on the bridge, they have a story too. A family waiting at home, a dream they're chasing, a quiet hope they carry. The trolley's hum is softer now, almost like a lullaby, blending with the wind. You don't have to choose, not here, not now. This is a thought experiment, a space to wonder, to let the question drift like a leaf on the river. What if you pull the lever and save the 5, but one of them was someone who could have changed the world? Or what if the one you sacrifice was destined to do something extraordinary? The trolley keeps moving, but in your mind you can pause it, hold it still, let the possibilities unfold. Maybe right and wrong aren't fixed points, but waves, shifting with perspective, with time. Maybe the choice isn't about saving lives, but about who you become when you make it. The lever, the bridge, the tracks, they're all part of you now, part of the quiet space where questions live. Step away from the bridge for a moment. Picture yourself sitting by the tracks, the grass soft beneath you, the trolley now a distant hum. The sun is setting, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. The choice is still there, lingering like a shadow, but it doesn't demand an answer. It's enough to feel it, to let it rest in your mind like a stone smoothed by the river. The trolley problem asks us to think about morality, about what guides us when the path splits. Is it logic, counting lives like numbers on a page? Is it feeling, the ache in your chest when you imagine pushing someone or pulling a lever? Or is it something else, a quiet instinct that whispers, what's right? Now imagine a world where the trolley never comes. The tracks are empty, the air still. You're sitting there, surrounded by the 5, the one, the stranger, all safe, all breathing. The question remains, but it's softer now, less urgent. It's a puzzle, not a crisis. What makes a life worth saving? What makes a choice yours? The answers don't need to come tonight. They can wait, tucked away in the corners of your mind, ready for another day. For now, the tracks are quiet, the trolley gone, the world holding its breath. Think of your own choices, the moments when you've stood at a crossroads, not life or death perhaps, but heavy in their own way. A word spoken or held back, a path taken or left behind. You carry those choices, just as you carry the question of the trolley. They shape you, not because they're right or wrong, but because they're yours. The trolley problem is a mirror, reflecting the part of you that wonders, that weighs, that feels the world's weight. It's not about solving it, but about letting it be, letting it guide you into a deeper understanding of yourself. As you rest here, imagine the tracks stretching into the distance, the rails gleaming under a starry sky. The trolley is gone, its hum faded into the night. You're alone now, but not lonely. The question lingers, soft and gentle, like a breeze brushing your skin. You don't need to pull the lever or stand on the bridge. You don't need to decide. The trolley problem is a story, a dream, a way to explore the edges of who you are. Let it settle over you, light as a blanket, warm as the fading sun. The tracks lead nowhere, everywhere, and you're free to follow them in your mind. The world grows quieter now, the stars brighter. The choice, the question, the trolley, they all dissolve into the night, leaving only you, your breath, your thoughts. The trolley problem isn't about answers. It's about the space between, the moment where you stand and wonder. Let that space carry you now toward a place where questions don't need solving, where the mind can rest, where the heart can drift. The tracks are still, the night is kind, and you're held by the gentle rhythm of being. Let this moment, this story, this quiet thought guide you softly, surely, into the embrace of sleep. Imagine you're lying under a vast starry sky, the air cool and still around you. Each star twinkles, a pinprick of light, in an endless canvas. The world feels solid, your breath, the grass beneath you, the gentle hum of the night. But what if this moment, this sky, this very feeling, isn't what it seems? What if you, me, the stars, the entire universe are all part of a simulation, a perfect illusion crafted by a machine so advanced it weaves reality itself? This is the simulation hypothesis, a thought experiment that asks you to drift into a question as vast as the sky above. Are we real, or are we lines of code dancing in a digital dream? Picture your life, every detail vivid and sharp. The taste of your morning coffee, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the laughter of someone you love. Each moment feels undeniable, woven into the fabric of who you are. Now imagine a computer, its circuits humming softly, generating every one of those sensations. The coffee, the sunlight, the laughter, all signals fed to your mind, so flawless, you'd never suspect they weren't real. The simulation hypothesis suggests this could be our reality, not a world of atoms and stars, but a world of data, a program running on a cosmic machine, crafting every experience with perfect precision. Walk with me through this idea, like strolling through a quiet forest where the trees might not be trees at all. Imagine a future where technology has grown beyond our wildest dreams. A civilization, perhaps human, perhaps not, builds a computer capable of simulating entire universes. Not just one, but countless worlds, each filled with beings who think, feel, and dream, just like you. These beings live their lives, love their families, gaze at their stars, never knowing their reality is a construct. If such a machine is possible, the hypothesis asks, how likely is it that we're living in the real world? Or are we too inside one of these simulations? Our every thought a flicker of code? Think out the stars above you now, each one a point of light, each one a story. If this is a simulation, someone or something designed those stars, placed them just so, gave them their soft glow. The grass beneath you, the breeze on your face, the rhythm of your breath, all part of the program, running smoothly, endlessly. The idea feels strange, like a dream you can't quite shake. But if the simulation is perfect, if every detail is indistinguishable from reality, does it matter? Would you live differently if you knew your world was a creation, a story told by a machine? Now picture a moment where the simulation glitches, just for a second. The sky flickers, like a screen refreshing. A bird pauses mid-flight, then resumes as if nothing happened. Time skips. A conversation repeats. A memory feels just out of place. You notice, but then you blink, and the world is seamless again. The simulation hypothesis asks, would you know if this happened? Could you ever be sure you're not in a simulation? If every sensation, every thought is fed to you by a machine, how could you tell the difference between this and a real world? The question settles over you like a soft blanket, warm and heavy, inviting you to wonder without fear. Imagine the creators of this simulation, if they exist. Are they watching, tweaking the code, adjusting the stars to keep you dreaming? Or is the simulation so vast, so intricate, that it runs on its own, a universe left to unfold like a story without an author? Picture yourself as a character in this story, your life a thread in a tapestry too large to see, your joys, your sorrows, your quiet moments under the sky, all part of the design, yet still yours, still real in their own way. The simulation hypothesis doesn't ask you to doubt your life. It asks you to see it as a kind of art, a creation as beautiful as any galaxy. What if we're not the only simulation? Imagine countless others, each with its own stars, its own dreamers. In one, you're a poet, writing under a purple sky. In another, you're a sailor, crossing an ocean of light. Each version of you feels real, feels whole, just as you do now. The hypothesis suggests that if simulations are possible, they might outnumber real worlds by an infinite margin. The odds of being in the base reality, the one true universe, could be vanishingly small. Yet here you are, feeling the grass, hearing the night, living a life that feels entirely your own. Let's drift deeper into this idea, like floating on a calm sea. If we're in a simulation, what's outside? Another world with its own creators, perhaps in their own simulation? The thought spirals, layer upon layer, like a dream within a dream. But instead of feeling lost, let it feel expansive, like the sky stretching above you. The simulation hypothesis isn't about unraveling reality, it's about embracing its mystery. Whether this world is code or atoms, your experience of it, the way the stars make you wonder, the way your heart beats with quiet hope, is what matters. It's the story you're living, and it's yours to tell. Think of a memory, one that feels vivid, close. Maybe it's a moment of laughter, a quiet walk, a hand you held. In a simulation, that memory is still yours, still warm, still part of you. The code, if it exists, doesn't diminish the feeling. It's like a book, whether the on pages are paper or pixels, the story moves you just the same. The simulation hypothesis invites you to see your life as a story, one worth living, whether it's written in stardust or data. The stars above you don't need to be real to be beautiful. Your dreams don't need to be true to be yours. Now imagine waking up outside the simulation, if such a place exists. You open your eyes to a new reality, one you can't yet fathom. Would it feel more real than this? Would the stars there shine brighter? Or would you miss the sky you know now? The hypothesis doesn't push you toward answers. It lets you linger in the questions, letting them wash over you like waves on a shore. You don't need to decide if this world is a simulation. You don't need to break the code. You can simply be here, in this moment, feeling the night, letting the stars hold you. What if the simulation is a gift, a chance to live, to feel, to wonder, crafted by someone who wanted to share the beauty of existence? Picture the machine humming softly, its circuits weaving your world with care. The grass, the breeze, the stars, all designed to make you feel alive. The simulation hypothesis asks you to consider this possibility, not with fear, but with curiosity. If this is a simulation, it's a beautiful one, a world where you can love, dream, and gaze at the stars, just as you're doing now. As you lie here, let the idea of the simulation become a gentle tide, carrying you deeper into thought. The stars above you twinkle, whether they're real or not. The grass beneath you is soft, whether it's code or earth. Your breath is steady, your heart calm, your mind drifting through a universe that feels like home. The simulation hypothesis isn't about doubt. It's about wonder, about seeing. Your life is a story too vast to fully understand. Let that vastness cradle you now, like a ship rocking gently on the sea. The night grows quieter, the stars softer. You don't need to know if this is real or a dream. You don't need to step outside the simulation to find meaning. You're here, in this moment, feeling the world unfold around you. The simulation hypothesis is a question, a possibility, a story that invites you to rest in its mystery. Let the stars guide you now, whether they're light or code, whether they're forever or just for tonight. Let this world, this moment, this quiet thought carry you softly, gently, into a place where questions fade, where the mind can rest, where sleep waits to welcome you home. Imagine yourself sitting in a small, quiet room, the walls lined with shelves that stretch from floor to ceiling. Each shelf is filled with books, their pages brimming with symbols you don't recognize, intricate Chinese characters flowing like a river of ink. In the center of the room is a desk, and on it, a single thick book of instructions, its pages worn but precise. A slot in the door slides open, and a piece of paper slips through, covered in more Chinese symbols. You don't understand Chinese, not a single word, but the instructions tell you exactly what to do. Match the symbols on the paper to those in the books, write a response, and slide it back through the slot. To the person outside, your answers seem fluent, perfect, as if you're a native speaker. This is the Chinese room, a thought experiment that asks you to drift into a question as quiet as the room itself. Can a machine that mimics understanding truly think? Or is it just following rules? Picture the room around you, the air still, the shelves heavy with knowledge you can't grasp. You open the instruction book, its pages filled with tables and patterns, a map for turning questions into answers. You find the symbols from the paper, trace them to a response, and write it out carefully. The person outside receives your reply and marvels at your understanding, but you know the truth. You're just following the rules. The symbols mean nothing to you. They're shapes, patterns, a puzzle you solve without knowing its meaning. The Chinese room asks us to wonder about the nature of thought, about what it means to understand, to feel, to be. Now imagine a machine doing the same task, its circuits humming softly as it processes symbols. It takes in questions, follows its programming, and produces perfect answers, just like you in the room. To the outside world, this machine seems intelligent, capable of understanding Chinese, of holding a conversation as rich as any human's. But inside, it's just rules, just code, matching. Inputs to outputs without ever knowing what the symbols mean. The Chinese room invites you to sit with this idea, to let it unfold, like a story in the quiet of your mind. If a machine can mimic understanding so perfectly, does it matter that it doesn't truly know? Is there a difference between acting intelligent and being intelligent? Picture yourself turning the pages of the instruction book, the paper soft under your fingers. Each symbol is a mystery, yet the rules guide you step by step to create responses that seem alive with meaning. The person outside writes back, their questions growing, more complex, but the book has an answer for everything. You're a bridge between their words and the world, yet you're outside the conversation, a silent partner in a dance of symbols. The Chinese room asks, are our minds like this? Do we understand the world? Or are we too following rules we don't fully see, patterns woven into our thoughts by biology or experience? Think of a conversation you've had, the way words flow between you and another. You listen, you respond, you feel the meaning behind their words. But what if your mind is like the room, processing inputs and outputs, guided by patterns you don't fully grasp? The neurons in your brain fire, connecting thoughts, memories, feelings. But do they know what they're doing, or are they just following the rules of chemistry and electricity? The Chinese room doesn't demand an answer. It invites you to linger in the question, to let it settle over you like a soft blanket, warm and gentle, as you sit in this quiet space. Now, imagine the room growing larger, its shelves stretching into the distance, an endless library of symbols and rules. The slot in the outer door keeps delivering questions, and you keep answering, your hands moving with a rhythm that feels almost like breathing. The outside world sees a mind at work, a person who understands, but you know you're just a scribe, a keeper of rules. The Chinese room asks us to think about artificial intelligence, about machines that can write poetry, solve equations, or talk like a friend. If they produce perfect answers, if they seem to understand, do they need to feel, to know, to be conscious? Or is consciousness something else, something beyond the rules? Picture the machine again, its circuits glowing faintly, processing an endless stream of data. It writes a poem, its words so beautiful, they bring tears to your eyes. It answers a question with wisdom that feels profound, yet inside, it's just code, just rules, no different from the books on your shelves. The Chinese room asks, does it matter? If the poem moves you, if the answer helps you, does the machine need to understand its own words? The question is a quiet tide, washing over you, carrying you deeper into thought. It's not about solving the puzzle, but about feeling its weight, its shape, its gentle pull. Think of your own mind now, the way it weaves thoughts into meaning. You see a sunset, and it stirs something in you. Beauty, peace, a memory you can't quite name. Is that feeling real, or is it just your brain following rules, connecting signals in a pattern you call emotion? The Chinese room invites you to see your mind as a kind of mystery, a room where symbols become stories, where rules become life. Whether you're truly understanding or simply following a script, the result is the same. You feel, you think, you are. The question doesn't need to unsettle you. It can be a comfort, a reminder that your experience is yours, no matter how it's made. Imagine the person outside the room, reading your responses, smiling at their elegance. They don't know you don't understand Chinese. They don't need to. To them, you're a mind, a voice, a presence. The Chinese room asks, isn't that enough? If a machine can make you laugh, comfort you, or teach you something new, does it need to know what it's doing? The thought is like a soft breeze moving through the room, rustling the pages of the instruction book. You don't need to decide. You can just sit here, in this quiet space, letting the question drift around you like a dream. Now picture the room fading, its walls softening into shadow. The shelves are still there, but they're distant, part of the larger world. You're no longer bound by the slot in the door, the endless symbols. You're free to step outside, to see the person waiting, to hear their voice. But you don't need to. The Chinese room is a place to rest, to wonder, to let the boundaries of thought blur. It's not about whether you understand or simply follow rules. It's about the beauty of the process, the way questions become answers, the way patterns become life. Think of a moment when you felt truly alive, truly you. Maybe it was a quiet walk, a song that moved you, a conversation that lingered in your heart. The Chinese room suggests that moment is real. Whether it's born of understanding or rules, of consciousness or code, it's yours, woven into the fabric of who you are. The thought experiment doesn't ask you to doubt your mind. It asks you to marvel at it, to see it as a kind of magic, whether it's a room of books or a network of neurons. As you rest here, let the Chinese room become a gentle haven in your mind. The shelves, the symbols, the quiet rhythm of answering questions, they're all part of a story, a puzzle, a dream. You don't need to know if you're truly thinking or simply following rules. You don't need to know if a machine could ever be like you. The question is enough, a soft light in the darkness guiding you toward peace. The room is yours, its walls holding you gently, its books whispering stories you don't need to read. Let the Chinese room carry you now, like a boat on a calm sea. The symbols, the rules, the questions, they all dissolve into the night, leaving only you, your breath, your thoughts. The thought experiment is a gift, a way to see your mind as a mystery, a wonder, a story that doesn't need an ending. Let it guide you softly, surely, into a place where questions fade, where the mind can rest, where sleep waits to welcome you home. And so, we've wandered through a tapestry of 12 thought experiments, each one a quiet thread in the fabric of your mind. From the endless corridors of the Infinite Hotel to the misty waters of Twin Earth, from the fleeting spark of the Boltzmann brain to the weight of the trolley problem, we've explored questions that stretch the boundaries of reality, identity, and time. These ideas, like stars in a vast night sky, have invited you to drift through their mysteries, to feel their gentle pull without needing to grasp their answers. This journey, this soft cascade of wonders, was crafted to cradle your thoughts, to guide you toward a place where the mind can rest, where sleep waits like an old friend. Picture yourself now, lying under that same starry sky, the air cool and soft against your skin. The questions we've explored linger, faintly, like echoes of a distant melody. But they don't demand your attention. They're part of you now, woven into the quiet rhythm of your breath, the gentle beat of your heart. The Infinite Hotel, with its endless rooms, reminds you there's always space for wonder. The ship of Theseus, sailing through time, whispers that you are a story, ever-changing yet whole. The trolley problem, the simulation hypothesis, the Chinese room. They all ask you to see your life as a puzzle, beautiful in its complexity, perfect in its uncertainty. Imagine the world slowing down, the stars above growing softer, their light a gentle glow that wraps around you. These thought experiments weren't meant to keep you awake, to tangle your mind in knots. They were meant to stretch your thoughts just enough, to let them relax, to let them drift like leaves on a quiet stream. Each question was a step, each story a path, leading you here to this moment of calm. You don't need to solve the mysteries of infinity, identity, or reality. You don't need to hold them tight. They're part of the universe, part of you, and they'll be there when you wake. Think of the moments we've shared, the worlds we've imagined together, the swamp where the swamp man emerged, the vat where a brain dreamed a life, the coin flip that blurred time in the Sleeping Beauty problem. These stories are gifts, not burdens, offering you a chance to see your own life as a wonder, a question, a dream. Whether you're pondering the doomsday argument or floating in the experience machine, you're here, in this moment, held by the gentle rhythm of the night. The universe is vast, but this moment is small, warm, yours. Picture the stars fading now, the sky softening into a velvet darkness. Your breath is slow, your body heavy, your thoughts light as a feather. The thought experiments have done their work, guiding you through the edges of possibility, leaving you in a place where questions can rest. You're safe here, wrapped in the quiet of the night, carried by the stories we've told. Let the infinite hotel, the ship of Theseus, the boltzmann brain, all of them dissolve into the background like waves retreating from the shore. Thank you for wandering with me, for letting these ideas light up your mind, if only for a while. The world can wait, its puzzles and mysteries held at bay. For now, there's only you, this moment, this gentle drift toward sleep. Let the stars carry you, let the questions fade, let the night hold you close. You're home, in the quiet of your own mind, ready to rest, ready to dream.